Hello and welcome to Lone Cowboy Adventures. It is Christmas Eve, and it's actually the morning of Christmas Eve, and I want to jump on here for a minute and wish you all a very Merry Christmas. Thank you for joining me this morning, and it's frosty outside. It's 28 degrees, and I have some special deliveries to make this morning, but first, I wanted to jump on here and talk to y'all and ask you all a question. What are your favorite memories as a child, as a teenager for Christmas? I grew up in Iowa, and I really don't have very many memories. For some reason, at my age, I cannot remember a lot of things about my childhood, and I don't know why. Maybe because I just kind of block stuff out. There's certain times that I actually remember things, but I was going through some old pictures, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to share this, and these are what I have left. Some of them, of some pictures, and yeah, there I am as a young boy. And I remember that Tonka truck. Do y'all remember the old metal Tonka trucks? I don't look very happy. I don't think so. But that first picture was, I'll back it up here for a second so y'all can see. That is my grandfather. My grandfather was one of the hardest working men, and I just remember, I actually remember that time sitting at the dinner table next to him and eating. I don't know how old I would have been at that stage. Probably, I don't know, maybe 3, 2, something like that. But yeah, y'all remember the old metal Tonka trucks? Oh yeah, I think they are still in the attic up in Iowa, actually. But yeah, and then I actually remember this picture being taken. Look at those pants. Didn't our parents dress us funny back then? I mean, I guess that was kind of the end thing, right? But I was probably 7, 8, 6 at that time, and by that time you kind of figured things out. You know what I'm saying? That was in 1975, looks like. So I would have been 7 years old. Oh my gosh. Yeah, the winters up there in Iowa were something else. Remember the winter of 75, 74, 76? There was a lot of snow. I'm the little one there on the left. That is actually my sister. We actually made a little snow fort, but yeah. I don't remember the cat, tell you the truth. But this was one of the best Christmases I had in 1978. I would have been 10 years old at that time. And gosh, can you just imagine, the Matchbox cars. I had a scrapbook, a X-Wing fighter from Star Wars. Star Wars was going good back then. Basketball. I like to shoot hoops. I wasn't very good at basketball, but I liked to play horse or whatever. Actually, a record player sitting up there on the couch. And that was what in Lego ship. I remember that Lego ship. I wish I could zoom in on that picture, but I can't. But Legos was one of my things back then. And I had a raced car track figure 8, and it had the little triggers. You could control the speed and all that stuff. That's Christmas was one of the best Christmases I had. That was actually one of those helicopters that was on a wire that you could fly around in circles and land on top of the building. I mostly crashed the darn thing, I think, but yeah. So Christmas Eve, we would all get together on Christmas Eve at one of the houses, and of course all us kids would go. Those are my cousins, and we'd all get done eating, opening presents. We'd do like a gift exchange kind of thing, because at Thanksgiving we would draw names. So I would have been 11 years old in this picture. But yeah. And then my aunt, oh, that's my grandmother. Those, yeah, that was a whole Lego building thing. I've got another picture somewhere of it when it was done, and she was helping me put it together, and I kept bothering her. She was more interested in it than I was, I think, but it was really neat once you got it put together. Yeah, my grandma was very patient with me. And then my aunt, she would always get me things that had to be put together. That was a little shooting gallery thing. I don't even think it took batteries. It had BBs in it. And then, yeah, I think the previous year she got me, you guys remember the $6 million man? Well, that down there at the bottom of that picture is a $6 million man, and then he had a inflatable dome. And, yeah, God bless my aunt. She would always get me something and then she would have to blow it up or put it together. And, yeah, that was the funny thing. Here she is putting together the shooting gallery. And then as I got a little older, I got into the models. Now, y'all remember the Snap Fit models? I don't know if they still make those or not. I did not have the patience for the glue together models and stuff like that. So, yeah, a couple of trucks. I think that's a cab over Freightliner and a Peterbilt sitting there on top of the TV. I don't know. I had Mom take a picture of me or something, but so yeah, I mean the memories of Christmas, birthdays, and stuff like that. I do have certain memories of stuff like that, and you know, my mom always made sure that I could have, you know, we didn't have a lot of money back then. Of course, none of us probably did, you know. I mean, this thing here was probably the start of my adrenaline adventures because this was a Schwinn Scrambler bicycle, and it actually got stolen out of my yard one day. And I think it was about a month later, the chief of police, who was a family friend, came and got me, and he says, hey, he says, I want you to get in the car. I thought I was in trouble. But he says, get in the car in the front seat with me. I want to take you by a house, and you tell me if that's your bike. Well, at that time, before it was stolen, it didn't have the chrome forks on the front. And it didn't have, it had a regular bicycle tire on the back. And he went and took me, and I said, yeah, that's there it was sitting in this yard, and I said, yeah, that's my bike. That is definitely my bike. I recognize the handlebars and the grips and the seat. He goes, okay. So he goes up to the house and then came back out and got the bike, and he says, there you go, right at home. I said, wow, thank you very much. And we would set up a ramp behind the garage. This is our garage on the right and the back, and there was a dog house and dog pens there, and we would set up a ramp behind the garage, and to the left was part of our yard. It was probably a good 80 feet, and we would go riding across the yard and jump on the ramp and see how far we could go. It was just great memories. My mother would look out the kitchen window and just shake her head, but those are just some of the great memories that I have of Christmas, and I'm going to try to give some memories to some grandkids today. I'm actually going to jump on the bike, and I'm going to deliver Christmas presents. It's about 40 miles south of here. It's 28 to 30 degrees right now, but I want them in 10, 15 years from now to say, my gosh, you remember Papa delivering our presents that one year? So, yeah, we're gonna bundle up and throw the presents in the saddlebag or the trunk and get going. So, what are some of your memories of Christmas as a kid? Uh, Good memories. You know, as I got older, yeah, there were some Christmases that I spent alone, and it's not fun. So I want you to know that if you're spending Christmas alone this year, just reach out to a church or a neighbor or something or somebody and just, say Merry Christmas. If you go to the store, say Merry Christmas. And uh, strike up a conversation or something. Say hi to a stranger, as I always say. So, yeah. Anyway, y'all have a good day. It's Christmas Eve. Linda's at work, and yeah, she had to work today. So, they'll probably get off early. I don't know. So, all right, y'all. Have a Merry Christmas. Say hi to a stranger. Thank a veteran, and we'll see you later.